Hey everyone, Professor Snarch is checking in as we move into Unit 8, which I'm just going to click myself into here. So Unit 8 is coming up due pretty soon. Just get the exact date right here. July 19th, right? Tuesday, July 19th. So this is Monday when I'm recording this, so it might be Monday or even Tuesday by the time you are watching this. So you may have already, hopefully actually have already started the work for Unit 8. And found that it is obviously a revision of your first essay. And so for some people, this might be a major revision in terms of really re-seeing or developing a thesis statement, sort of major reorganization kinds of things. For others, maybe more of an editing thing, just fixing a little grammar, mechanical typo sorts of things. But that's really only one component, because obviously the other side of the revision here, and this is going to be the same for everybody, is building into the essay that you've already got use of a secondary source. And so I'm just going to repeat what's in the unit here, but obviously I'm highlighting it because it's crucial at this point. Clearly you want to use an appropriate source. Appropriate means it's coming from something like the databases that we've used that I'm listing here. It's a direct commentary or discussion of the particular short story that you're writing about, not just a related idea as it shows up somewhere else. And so these are kind of make or break things right now. Even if, and remember, Unit 8 is graded not so much on did you fix those basic mistakes from the first one, but really how well you've incorporated the appropriate secondary source. So the focus for the grade for Unit 8 here, essay number 2, is a little bit different. So you really kind of want to be conscious of making sure that in addition to fixing basic mistakes and typos and stuff, you're also really making sure that you're now developing your works cited so it includes both the short story and an entry for the secondary source, and of course that you're integrating smoothly throughout the essay that secondary source and citing it correctly and all of that kind of stuff. Because that's the first thing that I look at as far as grading the second essay. I'm looking for that kind of the research application here. Okay, so again, it's all in the unit. You can read it carefully. If you have any questions, you want to double check, make sure the source is okay, you're more than welcome to shoot me an email and we can confirm that. So one of the challenges is, and actually this is why it's useful to build in a second source as part of revising an essay that already exists for you rather than having sort of starting from scratch here, is that you always want to think about a secondary source as secondary. And in fact, we've already seen how this works in terms of like the shape of an essay or shape of a paragraph. And again, I need to be seeing these concepts in the essays that you're doing. It's so simple for me to say, but that there seems to be a lot of people who are just not applying the concepts as if the essay is now something just totally kind of separate from everything that we've talked about. Clearly it's not, and I need to be seeing that you're getting the concept. So if you're starting paragraphs, body paragraphs, with just some plot detail or a direct quotation, you're not giving me a topic sentence that sets out a kind of broad, relatively speaking, idea for that particular body paragraph and then supporting that with quotes from the text. So if you've got those pieces, misorganized or unorganized, that shows me that you're not applying the concept from the material we've learned in the essay, the assessment device. So again, you want to be really conscious of that. So what's nice now is that you already have kind of an idea or an argument developed. You have quotes from the primary text in place. Again, you have a topic, sentence, the quotation as direct support, and now secondary sources can fit within every body paragraph kind of after all of that stuff. So you again want a secondary source to simply support an idea that you've already stated yourself and supported with direct primary text quotation. So you never ever want to start a paragraph with a secondary source quotation. You don't want that voice speaking the idea. You don't want it placed there as, this very narrowly focused, direct quotation. So again, part of the challenge of this revision here is working with an essay you've already got. That's actually kind of the easy part, but then making sure that you can kind of integrate smoothly quotations from a secondary source in places that make sense to have them. And again, integrating quotations smoothly means, using an author name and a short introduction or a signal phrase, John Smith writes that, or for example, one author notes that, just anything to sort of get the flow of that sentence and not just start with the quotation, because it's kind of jarring for the reader who doesn't know, like you do as the writer, who, is this a secondary source? Who's saying this? What is it, an example of something? You need to provide that information for your reader. Okay, so especially now as we get into the revision here and really the kind of essay that is going to culminate our class in terms of the style, the use of secondary sources. If you have any questions at all, be sure you're in touch with me. Even if you're sort of feeling like 99% sure I got the right kind of source, it's in the right spot and all that sort of stuff. If you want to just be 100% sure, be in touch with me. It's not a problem at all. Oh, and I guess the other thing to mention, and hopefully everyone has seen this so far, is that from essay number 1, the previous unit, obviously you will have got a grade back, but I've also sent comments back in the text of that essay itself. So you received a document back from me that you want to read carefully through. I will highlight certain things or put things in square brackets, maybe ask questions, make changes. If you've made a particular formatting mistake once and I've highlighted it, you want to make sure you read through the entire essay looking for that same mistake, even if I haven't highlighted every single instance of it, which can happen if you have a little MLA thing, you've put a comment in the wrong spot or whatever. You've probably done that throughout your essay, but I've probably just marked it for you or highlighted it for you a couple of times at the start. So again, read carefully. Lots of people are going to use the same document for essay number 2, and so you want to make sure that I'm not seeing my same corrections that are still in there, so you haven't even taken the time to make those changes or to get rid of that extra text that I've added, and all that kind of thing. So as usual, just take your time, invest the time and the energy in doing a good job, and everything is sort of being pieced together here. So if you do just follow directions, apply the concepts, getting a good grade is, I don't want to say easy, but the investment of your energy can return in getting that good grade. It's not like you have to struggle and struggle and struggle and spend all this time and you still can't get it right. I think all of the pieces are there to apply in a way that if you invest the time, you really can get a good grade on the other end of that. Of course, the opposite's true. If you're just cobbling things together, sort of zipping through the units and looking for what do I have to do, not the actual content that you're having to learn, the opposite happens, right? It's fairly easy to get a bad grade by just not paying attention to what you're doing, not reading instructions carefully, not watching these announcements and actually sort of getting what I'm saying, which is, again, why if you do have questions about things and things just aren't clicking or you're just not quite sure, by all means be in touch. Okay, and again, be sure you get that essay file that I've sent back, because that has the bulk of the commentary and corrections and all of the kind of stuff that you want to make sure you apply for the second essay, the revision, but also, again, so that you're not making those same mistakes come the final essay, which is really, again, where all the points for the course are. Okay, so I'll be in touch with everybody soon, and I look forward to reading those revised essays.